Well, you know, but see, another thing, another little story, I've told this story many times. When I was playing in Miles' band, them guys looked down on me like I was excrement. Shit, man, you know, we playing some different stuff now. Tony Williams, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter. That was the rhythm section. And they were looking down at me. They said, oh, man, why is, you know, this bebop shit that you playing, it's a sad shit. So one night, when Miles got through and Herbie played his solo, it was time for me to play mine. So I got up there and I played some real weird stuff. But I was swinging because they were swinging. Tony and, you know, guys, they were playing, you know, Miles at the bar, he ran up to the stand and said, what the F was that? Because he'd never heard me play no outside stuff. So I surprised them all. And they all looked at me and said, yeah, man. Yeah, this is what they had wanted me to do all this time, to play some out, you know, play like they were trying to do. But I never played no more. After that night, that was it. I went back to playing my bebop changes. You know, and then they got off my back after that. They got off my back, but see, they liked me after the gig, because all the ladies were in my room after the gig. They'd be knocking on my door. But, you know, on the bandstand, I was ostracized, you know. Oh, yeah. So I was playing with pianoless groups. So, you know, you had to be on your P's and Q's, you know, and you didn't acknowledge the progressions. But I knew the changes. And that's what we would do. Me and my young protege, Booker Little, he was like such a tremendous player. Died when he was 23 years old. And he sounded like he was 200 years old, the way he played that trumpet.
What was it, do you think, that all your idols, Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, Monk, Duke, what did they all have in common that you gravitated towards?
Well, for all of them, I always liked the harmony and their compositions that they had. I always like harmony. Mm-hmm. You know, changes is the thing that I always like to play. So when the so-called avant-garde came out, that was, I didn't, you know, I was not into that. Yeah. You know, this strange little story I tell you about. You know, little jazz, Roy Eldridge. He said during that time, LaDon told me this because he was playing with Roy Eldridge. He said Roy Eldridge was out during that time, and Ray Brown, John Lewis, and all these guys were lauding and praising Emmet Cohen. They said, oh yeah, man, this is a new thing. This is some great stuff, man. This is some different stuff, you know, and they were always thinking about the so-called classical shit, you know. They said, oh, this is different stuff in jazz. So Roy said, man, that shit ain't nothing. Man, that stuff ain't music. You guys, you must be crazy. So they said, no, man, this is the new deal. This is what is happening on it. So Roy went and took his tape recorder one time and went into a little room where there was a piano. And Roy sat down and put his tape recorder down and started bang, bang, boom, boom. And he took it back to the cats. He said, man, this is a little 15-year-old guy, man. And this is how he plays. So they heard him, they said, really? He's 15 years old and playing all that piano? He said, it's me, you dumb motherfuckers.
That's how you felt about avant-garde.
That's how he felt about this so-called new hip stuff.
You know, there's a ton of racial injustices still around in this time.
know. So you see, I grew up in the Martin Luther King era.
Of course.
You know. I mean, I knew that the back of the bus was where I had to be, and of course that's where I would always go. And it didn't really bother me. I wasn't deprived because there were so many heroes during the time. First of all, the way I looked at it, I didn't want to be in a place that I wasn't wanted, you know? And I knew that I was worth something. The teachers in our high school would always tell us, "Yo, listen, this is George Washington Carver. This is Booker T. Washington. This is the first guy that did the open heart surgery. You know, all black people." So I always felt that I had some worth. And then when I started listening to the cats like Charlie Parker and those guys, I said, "Oh man, this is something unique," you know. And that's what I wanted to do from the get-go, you know. From the time I was a teenager, I always wanted to play jazz.
Well, you're an incredible teacher.
Well, I learned from guys who talk, you know.
It warms my heart that you would come here and talk to us and play with us and teach us.
Well, I'll tell you, man, you guys are really phenomenal, and it's a pleasure to play with you. But I see this happening a lot. Some of the younger people, they're not interested in this so-called avant-garde shit that used to go on back, say, maybe 30 years ago, when that was in bloom, you know. Everybody was talking about avant-garde, but nobody was playing anything. You know, they weren't playing no Charlie Parker, no Dizzy, and none of that. They were out there. They were out there, man, and it wasn't listenable. You know, this is some pseudo-intellectual shit. People were, you know, said, "Oh yeah, man, this is the hippest stuff. This is the new thing." And they were getting over too, because a lot of them went to Europe, and you know, the Europeans, they love that shit. Because they couldn't play no changes, they couldn't play no rhythm, you know.
Thank you very much.
My boy.
I appreciate it.
It's wonderful.
Love you.
Yeah,
and
wonderful.
We'll carry your teachings with us forever.
Well, you know, I really appreciate the young cats playing like you guys are, man, because it's phenomenal, because you guys are carrying the torch.